Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. In this week's episode, I'm joined with Lauren, and Lauren's going to be speaking about her journey, and it's going to be really, really fun. So, Lauren, would you mind just doing a little brief introduction of yourself?
Hello everyone. I'm Lauren, known as Stoma on Instagram. I'm 33. I have an ileostomy and I'm from London, but I live in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's a long way, isn't it? With a train.
Yeah, it's a very long way considered where I normally live. Yeah. I moved over here for my partner, so I've been
Okay.
here nearly 9 years.
Quite a long time. Quite a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a while.
Yeah. So, so what chronic illness do you have? Like, yeah.
Well, the reason for my actual stoma bag would be a rare disease called Hirschsprung's.
Okay.
And I also have a couple of conditions like megacolon and whole gut slow transit and dysmotility of the whole bowel. That would be the reasons why I got my stoma back to begin with.
Okay.
I've had my stoma, how long have I had her now? 11 and a half years nearly. So I
Yeah.
got her when I was 21.
Yeah. So you've had it quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was life changing at that age as well. Like getting it at 21 was, like your vital stage where you're going out with your friends and you're trying to enjoy life and stuff. And
Yeah.
obviously something life changing like that.
Yeah, you don't really want to have that, do you, at that age? But
No, but yeah,
but
it saved my life.
if it saves your life, that's it, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's good. So right now, it's just you have a stoma. Do you not take any like injections or anything or tablets, or is it
No,
just
the only medication that I'm currently on would be more to treat symptoms. I'm not on anything that kind of treats the actual disease itself. The having the stoma bag was sort of like the treatment plan for that. So I'm on like a lot of different painkillers and all the stuff like anti-sickness and all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, I sadly have to take that regularly, but hopefully some point in the future I won't have to be on painkillers anymore.
yeah, yeah? It is a pain to be on anything, isn't it? It's a pain to be on
Yeah,
anything.
any medication, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I've just recently started going back on steroids.
okay.
Um, I've got to take them for like 8 weeks. Because with my Crohn's, it's not great at the moment. So yes, I have to take steroids. Not in any pain or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that yeah, the stuff happens, and yeah, I've got to take it for 8 weeks. Not ideal. I just got to be
No,
more
not
careful. Just got to be
yeah.
more careful with stuff.
They originally thought I had Crohn's disease. They were like 99% sure. I had my appendix taken out when I was 18.
Mm.
And that's when they noticed that my colon was completely like ulcerated and everything. And then they turned around and said that they needed, when they woke me up, they needed to sort of do like a colonoscopy and go in and look further.
Mm.
But by the time I had that done, it was like 3 months nearly in hospital. So I ended up discharging myself regrettably, and
Mm.
then didn't get the official diagnosis basically. But I still to this day think that that is a possibility of what's causing it. That's why maybe I'm in so much pain, because I'm not on any sort of like steroids or any immunosuppressants or anything. But
Yeah. It is difficult, whatever you have, I think.
yeah,
Like I think that's how I got diagnosed, having a colonoscopy, and like I never heard of any. I didn't hear of Crohn's before. I was diagnosed when I was 17.
oh wow,
Um, so I was last year at school, like exams, year 11 and everything. So
most
I,
important time.
yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, and it weren't a great year. I mean, yeah, but at least when you get a diagnosis, it's better. But
Yeah, you have answers.
it's just pretty crap in general, though. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, because you have
Do you
up and
have to have
down.
a stoma or anything yourself, or is that a possibility?
It's a possibility down the line, I think, because my Crohn's is the worst form of Crohn's that you can have. I was told.
Typical.
It's called. It stands for. It's a term called patchy pans, where
Okay.
I have a little bit of ulcerative colitis as well, and Crohn. So I'm in the middle. I have a little bit of both.
Oh.
So yeah. So I at the moment I think that's like last resort at the moment because
Yeah.
I've been on an infusion infliximab, but I had a reaction to that after
Yeah.
a year. So I'm not on that. So now I take a dilimab. So it's just an infusion. I like an injection every 2 weeks at home that you stick in your thigh or your stomach. But yeah, I still need to learn to do that myself because I don't like doing injections.
No, I'm
Um,
not. I'm not a fan of injecting either. I had to, not for IBD or anything, but last year I had to inject myself for IVF treatment,
yeah.
and that was the first time I've ever self-injected, and that was pretty difficult.
Yeah,
But you get used to it, and you end up sort of like getting just basically getting used to the doing it to yourself, basically.
that's
But
right.
practice and keep calm while you're doing it.
Yeah, you've got to keep doing it. Like when I was younger, I hated needles in general, like going to blood tests and stuff like that. I remember once there was a scenario that someone did it wrong, and it was like I was in a movie because I got up and then everything went everywhere. So
Oh
uh,
Christ.
it was terrible. But now when I have a blood test, because I know who they are when I go to the hospital, just a conversation. I
Yeah,
actually look at them doing it now, and I'd never do that before, but you kind of have to get used to it when you've got to go quite
when
frequently.
it's part of your life, I suppose. When it's you have to do it, you kind of have no choice.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so like with the different conditions that you have, is there any do they impact each other in like different ways?
Yeah, like obviously I suffer with well, I haven't been diagnosed yet, but I have suspected Fowler's syndrome, which is to do with my bladder, and I'm in the process of being tested for that. I would say that when my bowel's bad, my bladder's not the best either, and then obviously your mental health and I suffer with chronic pain and a few other things as well. So they all sort of bounce off each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
yeah,
times.
yeah. It's tough when that happens because you feel like having one is bad enough, and then you get all these other ones, and they just impact each other.
I know it's like you get diagnosed with one thing and then they all just, I don't know, it sort of comes all flooding in. You get loads more.
Yeah, I had this person years ago on the podcast, and it was unfortunate I couldn't get them back on because they passed away.
Oh,
Um,
sad.
and cause I did this series years ago called The Vulnerable, I think it was. Oh, no, it was either The Vulnerable or Communities Unite. I think it was Communities Unite. And I did a series where it got people who wanted to learn about other communities that they're not part
Mhm.
of. So, and we had this person on had like 8 or 9 or even more than that chronic illnesses, and they was always in the hospital. And I said, when you're a bit better, we'll get you on have your own episode. And then I find out the following year that she passed away, and she knew she passed away as well. So it was really
Mm.
sad. So
I wonder if you're allowed to say who it was. Was
yeah,
it? I might know
yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Was it Lisa?
No, it wasn't
No.
someone
Okay.
called Lisa. No,
Okay. I thought it was
no,
her for a minute then.
no, no. She was quite young.
Oh, bless her.
I think she was in her 20s or early 30s, and yeah, it was quite sad. It was quite sad. Um,
I know people don't realise that it's not just not being able to go to the toilet. It's like a lot
yeah.
more than that.
Yeah, there's so much more than going to the toilet. I would say in any chronic illness or any condition that what toilet is one impact of it. It's like maths, I say, or that's like a lesson,
Yeah.
isn't it? It could be a lesson. It should be a lesson. All this should be a lesson because
Definitely.
you got one. It's like you've got in maths when you're at school, you have to do one thing a week, more or less, and then you. It's so much different to when we're talking about chronic illness because you can have toilet for one, hair loss another thing.
Yeah.
You can't eat something. So there's all these different things,
And I
and
think everyone's different as well. Like everyone can have like the same condition, but obviously it depends on how it affects them.
yeah,
I
like
think.
I know people have been on maybe if we go on a medication, someone else might who's on the same thing may be able to go on it longer, and we may not be able to go on it that long.
Yeah.
So it's good though. The community is good because you can relate to people, but it's also you can be very different to people.
Yeah, definitely. I've made a lot of friends in the last few years online. Like I never used to post online about my chronic illness as much. And since like COVID and everything, I've just sort of like dived into it, and I've met so many nice people and people that have got different illnesses and stuff. And the support's nice when you have other people online, they get it.
Yeah, they do. I always try to keep in contact with people I meet, either do a podcast with or just online.
Yeah, definitely.
You just make some really good friends, and it's really nice to make friends because you rather speak to them rather than maybe people who don't have it themselves.
No, definitely. Because I understand, obviously, everyone gets sick now and then, but obviously, it's not on the level of living with chronic illness every day.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Because that's right, the reason we got into COVID in the first place because people aren't hygienic and they don't wash their hands to the most simplest of things, and then and then you say about it to them, and then they say, "Really? I didn't notice that." Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, like because when I have a season ticket for like Ipswich Town, and I haven't been for a while, purely because I don't know, I've just been busy and I don't like going all the time. But when I used to park there, there was a burger van. There's a burger van, and in that burger van, you got all the people queuing up. But you got the mustard, you got the ketchup. They put it on, but they don't wash their hands, right?
Oh, I know, I know,
Yeah, and it's mental. It's the same with like going off elevators as well.
I know, I know. I don't really go out very much, to be honest. But unless it's the hospital or a chemist or anything. But even then, they're probably the worst places, the hospitals.
It is like I'm regardless of I think having a chronic illness, I don't like going out awful lot anyway.
Yeah,
Like like we spoke about like growing up, not like wanted to go out and stuff. Like I'd say a lot of people in their younger years like to go out partying, going out for
yeah,
drinks, and I've never been the type to like that. I like my own
yeah.
company, stay at home. I don't find that fun.
No, I don't anymore. Don't get me wrong. I used to. I done it all when I was like before my stoma bag, sort of like 18, 19,
Yeah,
going on holiday. And now I don't even drink. I haven't touched alcohol in a long, long time. But I can't really. I can't with my health. So, but I
no,
don't miss it whatsoever.
no.
I'd rather chill out and watch a movie.
Yeah, it's better. It's better to just enjoy yourself, knowing that
Yeah,
you're okay, rather than just risk everything for a nice drink that you're probably not going to remember in the morning.
exactly.
Yeah, but but if I'm in a really good place, I might have one. If I'm really in a good place, but it's just not worth it. Just not worth
No,
it. Is there any like foods that you have to like not have?
God. Yeah, I have a really restricted diet, unfortunately, and I'm not speaking for every ostomate that has a stoma and stuff. Obviously, this is my personal issues, but no, I'm quite limited on food altogether. Really, a lot of stuff. Like I could list so much. I'm hoping though that once I see like my gastro team and everything and get a better plan in place, things in the future won't be as tough for me. If you know what I mean. I'm still trying to hold on to that,
Yeah,
but yeah, I've been on like sort of ensure drinks and stuff like that, and to replace what I'm not obviously eating. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
I have to just deal with it. Unfortunately, at the moment,
yeah.
just eat what I can.
Yeah, hopefully it changes though in time. Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah, because I can I loved spicy food before I had Crohn's, and I had to limit myself on that now. Like, because I loved getting having when I used to have a kebab, I would have put all chili sauce over it all, and I would love it the sensation of just having a drink every few minutes. But it didn't help in the morning because I was on the toilet all morning.
exactly. I know.
Yeah,
Like I can't really. I do love curry. It's my favorite actually, but I do bloat terribly, and it actually does the opposite to me. I tend to get a lot of blockages with my stoma because of my diagnosis. So I have to be cautious in aspects of like eating like nuts, and I can't eat noodles and spaghetti either, which is a really odd one. I don't know anyone else that can't really eat spaghetti. I kind of have issues with that. Um, and I can't eat a lot of like fruit because they've all got like seeds, and I always have problems with seeds.
Okay.
But yeah, I do still obviously eat. I don't want people to
Yeah.
think I don't eat at all. No, I do eat obviously, but it's quite limited and plain and bland food, unfortunately.
Yeah. At least you can eat though. I
Yeah,
think that's possible.
at the moment, yeah, I wasn't like back in 2021. I wasn't eating at all, and then back in a few years before that, when I was in England, I was on like tube feeding and stuff. So I don't really want to go down that route again, preferably.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Because I when I couldn't eat anything for a long time properly when I was in the process of getting diagnosed because I had abdominal pain. It felt like I was getting stabbed half a dozen times. That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
And I was bloated. All I could have really was chicken.
yeah, chicken.
I
What I kind of live on
yeah,
chicken,
yeah,
pasta, plain pasta,
yeah,
rice.
yeah. That's
I
it.
think yeah, that's basically what I live on. I
Yeah.
can't even think what else I eat. That's no. I love ice lollies, but they're not exactly food.
No, I have one of them when every time I have my like injection. Because I was like, I've done it this week. I reward myself.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
and I think I need it in the hot weather as well.
It's this roasting.
Yeah, you.
Makes a change over here because we normally get just endless rain. Because I'm in Northern Ireland, I'm so far up, it's like just endless rain. But we've actually had really nice weather last week, thankfully.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same over here. It's been really nice weather, but I reckon when we are probably in the summer months, it'll probably be raining.
I know, typically.
Yeah. Um, but I can't have caffeine as well. I have to stay away from that. But it's interesting because for me, I remember having caffeine, not having caffeine, sorry. But for me, they don't taste different for me. So if
Yeah,
I
I
have,
don't hate the city either, actually, when it's decaf. I
uh,
can't really drink a lot of like I don't drink coffee at all. If I drink tea, it's more like later on in the day, not in the morning, because the morning seems to be the worst point for like bowels, I'd say.
yeah, I do like iced lattes. So if I go to Costa, I'll get one of them or a mocha.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't mind it being in decaf. It helps as well. So because
Yeah,
caffeine keeps you up anyway. So
no, exactly. Yeah.
you want to have a nice sleep without staying up.
God, I can't remember the last time I had a nice sleep. I barely sleep. It's terrible. I'm like insomniac over here. But yeah, hopefully, again, one day, hopefully, I'll sleep through the night. I don't know. I haven't can't remember the last time I slept through the night. I have to get up and empty my stoma in the night, unfortunately. So my toilet's downstairs as well. So I have to journey all the way down.
Yeah, it mu-
Annoying.
it must be annoying.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's all right if you're downstairs and you're chilling downstairs in the living room because it's just across the hall. But once you go to bed,
oh yeah, I completely get that. Um, yeah, like lately it's I don't know. Just lately I've been really tired because of the heat. I think.
yeah,
And sometimes if I do a podcast or something, I'm tired after that, depending how long it is. Um, but
yeah.
but that's it. Um, so before we finish, what could you give a few words of advice from your personal experience, maybe to anyone who else who has like any of the conditions that you have?
Um, like I'd say if you're gonna obviously if you're gonna go down the route of potentially getting a stoma bag, which is obviously life changing, just make sure that you have the right support around you. There's a lot of us online that you can talk to as well. You understand what it is that you're going through. Make sure you ask questions to your stoma nurse. Make sure you trial different stoma products and stuff. It will be a difficult journey at the start. I'm not going to lie about that. It's life changing, but you will get through it and you will come out the other side, definitely. Like from the girl that couldn't even empty her stoma bag or look at it to posting online and obviously doing podcasts and stuff.
Yeah,
I just want to, yeah, you
yeah.
can get through.
I do love it when like people post their stomach bags because I always feel like if I ever got one, I would be nervous to do it, to just show
Yeah, I
everything like
was.
that.
I was at the start. Like I can't, I'm not gonna say I wasn't. I was. And then one day it just clicked and I did it myself. I used to call my partner, I was with my ex-partner at the time when I got my stoma, and I would call him and he'd come back and empty it for me and go back to work. But one day I just done it and then I never looked back. And then I was like, you're never doing it again. I can do this myself now. I can do this.
Brilliant.
And here I am.
Yeah. So you come a long way. It's take baby steps to.
Yeah. Baby steps and do what makes you feel comfortable and take your time. It takes time to recover from a big surgery like that, and but
Yeah.
you will come out the other side.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's brilliant. But thanks, Lauren, for coming
That's
on.
okay. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We got there in the end, didn't
Yeah.
we? Yeah. Um, yeah. But to anyone listening, watching it, we hope you relate as well. Take some advice from what Lauren has said. But we'll see you in the next episode. Whatever that may be, I'm not sure. My schedule's I don't schedule anything right, so the next episode could be about something completely different, which is really good. It's really
That's
good.
exciting.
Yeah. Because yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, to anyone listening, watch, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.